Okay, so this is second take. I am going to rely on future Edward to actually do all the introductions properly. We're just going to jump right in. I'm Edward Torres Jr., DM.
I'm Liz, player.
Semicolon Manny, part-time artist, full-time comic relief.
Accurate. All right, so we're just going to jump into this beta test of a RPG. All right. Havtan Cone, one of two Mauchi towns large enough to be considered cities, both of which are only Mauchi towns to have a standing military. Your home. Built atop a crown of hills nestled among the highlands central to Mauchi, the westward ocean, and the thick, marshy swamp from which the Kozinski raids slink out. Prominent from all angles within the city and kilometers around are three towers from which the streets spoke outward in a meandering line down and around the hills. In a seeming contradiction with this imposing image of military force, daily life in Havtan Cone is prone to a strong tapestry of individualistic expression. You've heard tale of places in which spirit companions are use is restricted, but not here. Here, the old storyteller augments his stories with a swarm of fireflies that is his light spirit, while the tavern chef both cooks and keeps order with the help of his hellhound fire spirit. Children laugh with delight as a mammoth beast spirit ferries people leisurely from one end of the city to the other. Nonetheless, this is a military town. The Kozinski threat still drives the populace into the protection of the towers anytime an alarm is sounded. Typically, this alarm is sounded every few weeks, and people gather in an almost casual fashion for a few hours while the situation is assessed and usually found to be false or otherwise benign, and then everyone drifts back apart for a time. Every once in a while, about twice a year in recent memory, the Havtan Cone militia would engage in a skirmish with a Kozinski raiding party, usually some kilometers away from the city proper. Few remember having to stay more than one night in the towers, and most consider it just a quirky inconvenience of living on the border. Within this city are estates that are inhabited by officers of the towers. Commissions are not always career paths, so these estates often trade hands as officers finish their tour and then retire to more peaceful work. But one estate in particular has been held by Captain Shruft for nearly a decade now. And within the walled garden, carefully divided by even boardwalks bereft of stairs, she once again attends her daughter, asking her of her the impossible. Her daughter being Shruft Alysse. Liz, if you would again introduce your character.
So I should have taken this time intake to look up how old she was, but I did not. So we're gonna say Alysse is 13. Spunky 13-year-old. The most obvious thing about her is she is visibly disabled. She's currently rolling around on a wheelchair. You can see she's very small, kind of all around, but her legs and lower half are basically skeletal. And so a lot of the time she can be seen kind of riding her spirit companion, but at home she doesn't feel the need to have that much maneuverability, so she just rolls around in a wheelchair.
Okay, so at this moment, Alysse is kind of facing down with her mother. For a military person, not very tall, about 6'4", but for a woman, rather broadly built and stout and muscular. And she is, nonetheless, to you, quite an imposing figure, and kind of has her arms crossed, listening to you yet again make a case for why you should be allowed to go on the journey.
I mean, I'm never gonna get taken seriously without it, right? This is the thing. So why shouldn't I be allowed to do it?
You have years. I was not. I was 15 when I took mine. You don't have to take it this moment.
You didn't have to prove yourself every dang day. This is my one-way shot to like people actually paying attention to me and not just because of the wheels.
I also went with a group.
So we'll find someone.
You're gonna find someone.
Yeah.
Who's willing to go. Sorry. You'll have to find someone. She's very obviously choosing her words carefully. You'll have to find someone capable.
I'll find someone better with the muscle stuff, and I'll be better with the brain stuff. It'll work fine.
Okay, just stay. Find the person, and I'll decide if it'll work. Incidentally, she's the only person you have to convince at the moment. Your father is currently on business.
Just to make sure I'm getting our backstories correct. I already know Guy at this point, right?
Correct.
Cool. I'm gonna go blazing off after trying to find him. I assume I know where he lives.
Okay. I don't know if you know where he lives. You do know where he hangs out during the day.
In the woods.
Actually, I had a different idea. If you want to say the wood, well, there's not really a woods.
I'll go with your idea. Timestamp 7:26.
No, don't. Write down timestamps for one. Just to get a better idea, this is a very hilly area, and the hills become like really high highlands to the north, and somewhat to the east, and then the other southeast to south is like marshy swampland, and then the west is to the west is an ocean. So there are swampy woods. There's woods, swampy wood stands, but there's not like the woods in the typical sense. Incidentally, do you go in your wheelchair or on Micah?
I probably get to like the edge of the estate, and then when I get to the point where like things start getting a bit more rough, I kind of close my eyes for a minute and corporealize a very large light purple tiger. It's light purple and with white-ish stripes. Looks like it's made out of lilac flowers, and rather adeptly, as if I've done this a million times because I have, just kind of boot myself up in the wheelchair and like swing over onto the tiger. And then once I get myself situated on top of the tiger, I just kind of shake the wheelchair and it collapses in on itself into a backpack I put on.
Very nice. So, and you start heading off to the more central part of the town. Your estate is in the eastern part of town, which is because your mother is a captain in the East Tower. But the enlisted training dojos. Actually, no, you are heading to the Eastern Tower. My bad. The Central Tower is the defensive one, so you are in the Central. You're heading towards the east. But the enlisted training dojos of the Eastern Tower have public hours in which hopeful and former warriors can get some practice in, so long as there is a trained medical spirit on duty. Here, a tall, sandy-haired soldier stands behind a large bipedal beast with like a very bulbous body that pulls up into a thin wisp, almost like it's a flame, like a candle flame of itself, and its legs and arms kind of follow that same thing. It's actually kind of an ugly spirit, to be honest, but in a kind of amusing, derpy way. And it makes a It's like makes a rather excited fighting stance, not like super aggressive, but rather just kind of Goku ready to roll. And actually, here, let me do something real quick. That did not work the way I'd hoped. Can I make it? Oh, turn the opacity up. There we go. And opposite of him is a teenager eager to go with his own spirit. Manny, if you would describe your character and your spirit.
Yes. My spirit is a small little pangolin. He is, he looks like a little armadillo, but with, like, scales instead of, like, whatever armadillos have. He looks super shy. He looks like he's made out of shale with, like, mossy shale rocks for scales, and a look of utter confusion / apprehensiveness at any given time. He is currently holed up into a little ball right now, and I am holding him. My guy's name is Guy Pearson. He is about 5'5". He is 15. He's pretty well built, but he's also looks like he could bulk up some more. He has some raggy clothes because he doesn't really have anywhere to stay right now, and his parents died, so he's kind of living on his own. He also just really, really wants to join the military, so he's like bouncing up and down trying to get people to train him or let him go.
And Aquis Toll is the person you're facing. He is someone that indulges in sparring matches with you from time to time. So that's what is happening right now.
All right. Let's do it. We ready?
When you are, go ahead.
All right.
And roll your. Sorry, go ahead.
I was trying to figure out what my spirit's name was again. I think it was Shale.
Shale or Granite?
No, Granite. That's it. All right, Granite. Let's do this. They'll regret to take us for Granite.
Oh, Cider. Let's make quick work of them. Go ahead and roll your initiative, which is awareness.
So I have a 1 in awareness. So they take one of these, right?
2.
2.
And 1 more than what the rating is.
All right. And I also have a trained. So does that mean I add another one? I can't remember.
No. Or let me pull up your character sheet. Hang on.
So it says I have awareness 1, novice.
Oh yeah, no, that's what gives you the 2.
Oh, okay. I got 4 and a 3.
4 and a 3. And what is your dexterity?
My dexterity is also a 3.
All right, so you rolled 1, he rolled 0.
Awesome.
So Granite is size value 2, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Some noise going on outside. So you get the first move. You get a main action and a incidental action for both your human and your spirit.
All right. Let me just double check what I can do.
Question real quick while he's looking.
Yep. So.
Is this while Alysse is headed there, or is she like in the doorway and can see it?
This is while she's heading there. She's almost there though.
I want to throw granite into the air and use meteor.
Okay, so granite being small but heavy, I'll say you can use weapons ranged or as a you can use weapon range for the throne, or you can use athletic lifting.
Can I use my hurling champion?
Yeah, that is relevant. What does it do?
Add 1d6 to lifting checks that include throwing the heavy objects.
There you go. So whatever your athletics is, you roll 1d6 more normally, but then you add another one. So
I have a 2 in that, so does that mean I get 3?
Yeah,
or
4. You get 4 because of hurling champion.
Okay. So it's always one more than the trained value?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right, let's do this.
All right, and it's your strength or lower?
My strength is 4.
So you rolled a 4, so you can throw... I'm pretty sure I have specific rules for this, so I'm just going to double check it. Now, if I was just rolling this off the top of my head, I might just say, hey, it's you throw it 4 meters.
Which needs at least 3 meters. But on solid ground, the area is equal to half the meteor fallen. Effect. Take wear from falling as normal, -1 wear from brace for impact. Then make the following attack against all targets on the ground. The target itself rolls once for the entire area unless there are different durability ratings at play. Check. 1 from death from above. PL times 2d6s resisted by fortitude or reflex.
Okay, so apparently I didn't finish the throwing for distance thing, and it's kind of a weird situation because on the one hand, your maximum distance should really be determined by your strength, but in some ways it's resisted by how heavy it is, but at the same time, I'm going to say, we're going to use his, oh, I just rolled those other things. I'm going to use his size value as the resistance, and then whatever the effort is how far you can throw him. So you managed to throw him 2 meters into the air.
Okay. Well, then I can't do meteor.
Plop. So he goes up in the air and he comes down on the ground. Not quite enough to generate the force you need, but he is closer now.
Okay, I'm gonna yell out. It's like, all right, you got him where you want him.
Right,
take him down.
Aquas is just gonna kind of just tilt his head.
All right, just like we trained. Attack.
All right, so he can move 4 spaces or 4 meters as an incidental action. What are your meteor, stone, and you still have stone. You can still throw a stone rock at him.
I guess you mean my spirit companion can do that.
Yeah, your spirit companion can.
All right, he can do that then. He'll pick up a rock and try to throw it at him.
All right. You can't quite hit them both because they're too far away. He summoned his spirit companion. Oops.
He was going to go for the spirit companion.
Yeah. He summoned his spirit companion like 3 meters in front of him, so you can't quite make it to him. But you can roll PL times 2. So how much you can do PL 1, which costs 1 will point, or you can do PL 2, which costs 2 will points.
It says PL times 2.
Yeah.
In parentheses.
So you get to choose what level you do it at.
He's going to do a 1 because he's not too confident with himself.
Okay. And what's the range on that?
Range
within
area 1 within range PL.
Okay, so you're going to have to move closer to do it.
All right, can he move and do it?
Yeah, he can move. Okay, it's actually a good thing you got stone shrapnel, because you can move to here.
Oh.
And then you can target... Wait, how do you do that thing? Yeah, he can target this square here, and the explode... And basically the area effect will hit him. Will hit, what's his name? Cider. Will hit Cider. Okay.
Alright.
So, if you're going to do it at 1, then just roll 2d6.
And what do
For spirits, it's generally 3 or lower.
So he has a PL2.
Yeah, it's just 3 or lower.
Oh, 3 or lower. So, yeah, 1.
And he rolled 1 on his fortitude resistance. Right.
Yeah.
You didn't give me anything.
Resisted by fortitude and reflex. Or reflex.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys tied.
Okay.
So he is staggered. Oh no. So
it's a tie?
Yeah, a tie.
A tie, the target is staggered for 1 movement.
Moment. Yeah, 1 moment. So yeah. So basically, yeah, the weird bulbous flame spirit just kind of like takes a step back and is like a little off balance. Aquas is gonna be like, all right, fair enough. And he is... Oh, actually, you still have you still have a incidental action, a few seconds if you want to do something.
I'm gonna hype him up and be his hype man. You can do it. I believe in you. We're gonna do great things.
Okay. So, I'm gonna double check what I wrote down for the staggered condition. This is not conditions. This is character creations. Short term to be blah blah blah. Can only take 1 action. And cannot take reactions. Okay, that's fine. The spirit can only take 1 action, and he has Heat Wave, Incinerate, and Surge. None of those are actually attack.
Incinerate is.
I thought Incinerate was the one that targets items.
I may have read it wrong. If I did, my bad. I did kind of make him in a rush.
Yeah.
Heat Wave can be used as an attack, kinda.
That's fine. He'll just use his basic effort to make an attack instead. Combust is the one that's actually like an attack. And he has Heat Wave, Incinerate, and Surge. Okay, yeah, he'll just use his basic effort as an attack. Okay, range PL. So yeah, he can hit Granite from here. And he's going to do it at 2 PL. Oh, incidentally, you used 1 PL to corporealize before the match start, and you cost 1 at the beginning of your turn, and used 1 on that attack. So you are currently 3 down out of 20.
Okay.
All right. He's just going to have him basically swipe through the air and like just stay part of his arm, since this seems to spin off, and it's just like a flaming wheel heading towards this little rocky guy. If you could roll
Little Rocky.
2 dice, and you're just looking for 3 or lower to resist. He only rolled a 1. That's another
Hi. I told you, don't hold back on me.
Yep. He kind of like rolls his shoulders as you say that. So you are he's also staggered. He's just like, all right, if you insist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He runs up to Granite. He runs up to Granite himself, drawing a weapon as he does so. Yeah, he's a melee. Yeah, he's a melee.
Oh no! Oh no, Granite, run!
It's like you say don't hold back, and you don't realize that he's already running low to the ground using the the firelight as a distraction as he runs up. And he's using strength. All right.
How do I defend?
You defend at melee. It's the default is 1d6, and 3 or lower for spirit.
Damn.
So yeah, he slices into his short sword. Oh wow, he has a short sword too. What is favored weapon? Is that add a d6 or is that just advantage?
I believe it's advantage.
Okay.
One moment. Are we allowed to curse?
Keep it to a minimum.
Okay. Let me put a timestamp in.
No, that's add a d6. Well, that's basically the same thing at that point because I just rolled one of the ones that didn't do anything. So, yeah, he just comes up to Granite and just his sword is already out and he just like thrusts into the little creature and he loses 4 will points.
Oh no! So will points are also health in this game, right?
For spirit companions, yes.
Okay. He's got 7 out of 20 left.
He's used 7 out of 20, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. All right.
I see your point. Yes.
And it is at this point that Alysse, you kind of walk in and you just walk in just in time to see a soldier. You've probably seen him before, but you haven't talked to him very much. Just come up and just basically try to shank Granite.
Granite, no!
Am I interrupting something?
Friendly spar.
What was your name again?
Alysse.
In the game. Alysse! We're fighting again.
Okay. Can I use coordinate on the guy?
Yeah, go ahead and roll your own awareness, an initiative. That's awareness dexterity.
That's a 1. Boop.
You don't have any rankings?
Nope.
All right. What's your dexterity?
My dexterity is 2.
All right. So you roll 1. So you or Guy can go. You both rolled 1, so you can choose who goes.
Let me go next because I'm going to make it better for you.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Am I within PL2 of Guy?
No.
Okay.
We'll say you are specifically right here, right there, and you can move.
How did you perfectly balance that?
I think it's part of the physics of this game.
Oh.
Now the question is, do I give the boost to Guy or Granite? Because I can't get both of them. Poop. Are held actions a thing in this?
Definitely should be. I'm gonna say that you can use an equivalent action to create a trigger, and if if the trigger doesn't happen before you end your turn, then you lose that action.
Okay.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shout, "Guy, you need to move forward a bit," and then I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. So if I'm here, no, I need to be here. I can hit granite, and then I am going to set a trigger to use coordinate as soon as Guy comes within range.
And what does that
So
do?
that is going to gain a number of advantages equal to effort. Spirit does not use advantages. So basically, I roll a check, and then any effort that I generate, you and Granite get as advantages on your next action.
Cool.
So do I roll the check now?
No, you'll roll it when it triggers.
Okay.
Now, out of curiosity, is this the main action or the incidental? Because you can use it as an incidental. It'll just cost double.
I'm gonna use it as the main action because I have no way of attacking anyone except for like basic effort, but that's really not her deal because literally one of her bonds is words over weapons.
Right.
So I'm just gonna be the helper.
Yeah, and you will be splitting these advantages among people. So we'll get to that when it happens. All right, Guy, so you see your friend Alysse riding on her little tiger, on her not little at all. Actually, quite
very
a
large tiger.
Rather large tiger, yeah. It's
a tiger.
Moving on. And your cute little spirit companion is being shanked.
And he's just like, and I'm like, no. I am going to yell out. We have a code word where he rolls up into a ball. I was like, roll out. And he's going to roll into a little ball, hopefully. And I'm going to come over as fast as I can and kick him into the other guy.
Okay. All right. So you move forward. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You are adjacent to him, so technically, I guess he is in kicking range.
And as soon as he comes up within me, there's just a little whoosh of air, and I'm gonna try and help him.
All right, so PL1 or PL2?
2. Plus 1 per pack leader, so 3 or 3d6 technically, right? Did I
5d6.
math that right? 5. Huh? Oh, PL times 2, so 4 plus the 1 from. Okay.
Yeah.
And then it's because it's a spirit thing. It's always 3 or higher, right?
Yeah, unless you get stuff like mastered expression and things like that.
Which I haven't.
So how many do I roll?
Well,
this is me.
Wait,
Hold on 1 sec.
Oh, okay.
Wait for her as she gives you a flash of insight.
The universe knows. It knows I'm supposed to roll low, and so I am rolling high. 1 flipping effort. Guy, you get 1 advantage.
Yay! That's
Yeah.
1 more than I had before.
All right, so you're gonna give it to Guy. Now, Guy, this is a weird combo attack thing, so here's what I'm gonna suggest. I'm gonna suggest that we're gonna do it as a spirit aid athletics kind of combo attack thing going on here.
Okay.
So, first, for Granite, roll a basic effort, which is usually PL, whatever PL you want to use it at, +1. And it almost works like the coordinate thing did just now.
So I'm gonna do a PL2.
Okay, that costs 2
So
will
that's
points.
2 will points.
So then you're gonna roll 3d6.
3d6. Okay. Does that +1 because of the advantage?
No, the advantage went to Guy specifically. This is giving Guy more advantages to aid him in his ridiculous, whatever ridiculous plan he comes up with. A 3. Now, a spirit aid is kind of weird. in that, you can basically spin those. Oh, okay, sorry. It's the PL. It's the PL difficulty of the check he's facing. So I believe it's PL2. So hang on. Except I rolled 0, so it's still 3. Okay, so 1 effort you can. So of those 3 efforts, you can spend 1 to give advantages to PL. You can spend 1 at a time to give advantages to Guy. You can spend 2 to just give him straight effort, and you can spend 2 to reduce the time, which I don't think is relevant here. So basically your options are to give Guy a total of 4 effort, or to give Guy a total of 2, or sorry, not 4 effort, 4 advantages, or 2 advantages with 1 bonus just automatic effort.
Which one is better for kicking?
You probably have a higher chance of getting a lot more ground if you do the 4 advantages. It's in my opinion. That's 4 rerolls.
Yeah, but the effort is automatic effort. You just, instead of 2 chances to get effort, you have 1 automatic effort. That's the difference there.
So I guess I'm just trying. I'm not entirely sure what the rules are. Still kind of learning them. What they made.
For kicking a thing into someone's face, I'm gonna call that a ranged thrown. A thrown range thing, yeah. Which you have a 1 in. So that's the thing. Oh, there's the thing though. He doesn't have 4 dice to reroll. So yeah, go ahead and take 2 advantage. So roll 2 dice. If either one or both of them are 0 or nils, then reroll them. That's a 2.
What?
Yeah, I should have picked better dice for this.
What?
Hang on.
When you said nils, I didn't think the actual dice would cock.
All right. And you're doing thrown, so those are both hits. So you have a 3. This is ridiculous. Unfortunately, it fails. He does roll an additional resistance. So you kick Granite up into him, and he just kind of like holds his sword up, like almost like a shield, and he goes sliding past him. I'm gonna let him use the resistance to move Granite a meter away. So yeah, Granite moves over here. He's just like, okay, inventive. And then he's just going to do a full. He's just gonna have both him and his spirit are just gonna do full-on attacks on Granite.
I used all my actions and stuff, right?
You moved. Technically, Granite has a incidental action.
Can he do a defensive stance, like?
That's a main action sort of thing.
Okay. Oh, sturdy. If the airship spirit is subject to force movement, including being knocked prone, lifted, or dragged, they provide +1 DR to resist that check.
Okay.
I don't know if that helps.
So we're just gonna say that he bounced up and he's like tries to move him to the side, and Granite, feeling himself being forced, just drops right at his feet and doesn't move.
He's currently like rolled into a ball. I'm guessing that doesn't give him any game advantages, but he does. He's lore-wise, he is protecting himself.
Got it. So he's gonna attack first. Aquas. He doesn't have any mastery, does he? No. Okay, good. Because, oof. Roll 1d6. Just roll 1d6 for Granite to defend.
Okay. It almost looks like he's fighting with a tiny Edward.
What do you roll?
3.
All right. Granite takes another 4 from the sword, and then as he slashes down the sword, he bends forward, and Cider is just going to do a full-blown attack this time. And this time can defend with 2d6.
Oh, how gracious of you!
And Cider takes another 3 will points. So what is that?
He's got 6 left.
6 left. All right, and he just kind of stands up. He's just like, okay. Granite's looking a little rough. Don't want to push this too hard.
Got the swirls in his eyes.
Don't want you waking up later. I don't want to get you getting a headache from him being decorporealized.
I'm just gonna be breathing heavy. I almost got you that time. I almost got you.
You have creativity, which once honed, I'm sure will be extremely powerful. He kind of looks over at Alysse like, Captain Shruft's daughter, right?
That's me. Who has a name of her own? It's not Captain Shruft's daughter.
Sorry, I'm Aqua's Toll.
Alysse. Hi. Guy, you need to come home with me.
It's a little forward, don't you think?
Well, my mom says that I can't go on the journey until I find someone who can, do the, lifting stuff. So, I be brains, you be brawn, together we're like a whole person. And so they gotta let us do it.
Can I? I look up. I'm not sure who this guy is. Is he my master? Is he just my guy going to fight me?
He's just a guy that likes to hang out in the dojo almost as much as you do.
Master, can I go with her? Can I go with her, please? Please?
For the 5th time this week, I am not your master. You can do whatever you want.
Hooray! And I grab Granite and pull him over, and he's like, yeah, adventure!
Granite looks more conceived than usual. Thank you for the sparring match. Don't die. Okay. Just a quick smash cut to you sitting in front of Captain Shruft, who is honestly one of the officers you spend the most time seeing. She is in charge of
me.
Yes, people in general, but you too, as someone who's takes notice of people in the military. She is directly responsible for a lot of the garrison, protective garrison of the citizens within the central tower. So yeah, she's a pretty important figure in this military that you admire, and
it just
Cuts to Lee's going.
And she's just looking at you like, yes, you wish to travel with a boy.
That's me.
I'm brains, he's brawn. We're like a whole person together. I gave this speech already, but you weren't there for it.
I'm holding Granite like a baby. It's like, we're ready. We're so ready.
That's your spirit companion. Is he?
He's a little shy.
Is he combat ready?
Yes. Of
You
course.
should have seen him get chucked at Aquas. It was like he threw like a bowling ball at him. It was cool. It almost hit him too.
Who are you fighting again?
It's a master.
Aquas something or other.
Aquas.
Fire guy.
Soldier Aquas. He is competent. It's not. It's good if you can hold your own against him. Perhaps. I just want a little assurance, evidence, I guess, that you can hold your own against him.
You can go ask him.
Yes, let's go ask him. And you do find him about to leave the dojo when as you approach, and he's just like, "Oh, and you're back again, you know? For somebody who can't walk, you sure move around a lot."
I just pat the top of Micah's head. Micah's tail swishes.
It's very cute. It's very convenient.
Thank you.
Oh, Captain, how can I help you? This one says that he spars with you. Is he any good?
And I just kind of give Aquas a look like...
This is funny. I'll allow you to make an intimidate check, but your mother's going to be the resistance.
Which means this has basically zero chance of working, but we're gonna try anyway.
Oops.
Anything, it cancels each other out.
I mean, yeah. I do have strong impressions, so I generate an additional effort if I succeed. It relies on me succeeding, but you know.
On presence checks.
Isn't intimidate?
Intimidate is a different skill.
Intimidate is a different skill.
Presence is...
Fluffernutters. Fooey. No, I have 4 charisma, so at least it's a low bar.
Right.
1 intimidate.
She has more intimidate, but a lower charisma. So let's see how this goes. 2.
Gosh, dang it!
He kind of looks between the two of you and just like, he is learning. He's got some good moves. He's just, he's learning, you know. Normal for someone his age.
I'm gonna put him on my. He's gonna be on my head like a helmet.
Incidentally, with this back and forth, it takes about an hour to go between districts. You could have recovered 2 PL per hour, I believe it's what is set at the moment. So 4 PL has been recovered.
All right, he's half hurt. He's starting to get the color back in his scales.
Well, perhaps would you be willing, Soldier Aquas, to put on a little test to see if my daughter and this young man are ready to take their journey?
What kind of test? I thought the journey was the test.
You gotta take a test to take a test?
The test is to make sure that you have even a chance of surviving out in foreign lands.
My brother can do it. I can too.
She doesn't know what to say to that, not knowing who your brother is or who you are. It's just like, well, let's just make sure before I just throw my daughter out into the wild. And okay, test. I could fight them both, or no. They need proof that they can find their own way too. I'm not following. Hide and seek? That's a great test, yeah. Yes, they're going to find you and subdue you.
We're not leaving to go be bounty hunters.
Are we 5? We played hide and seek when we were 5.
Aquest is having whiplash from 3 very different personalities going on here. And the point is that you'll be the point is that you'll be able to accomplish an unexpected task set before you and deal with any dangers along the way. It's quite simple. Okay. I'll go hide. Aquist is,
As he leaves, Alysse just mouths.
Do I get, like, you'll get bonus pay for it. I'm in. And he just walks away more quickly. They will begin searching at dawn tomorrow and have until dusk to find you. Got it!
This is bogus.
I know. Adults.
Well, the whole point is that you're trying to become one of us.
Yeah, adults don't go running around playing hide and seek.
When did you play hide and seek last?
Depends on your definition of hide and seek.
Okay.
Y'all are doing the kids very well. All right. Do you?
My nose looks
I
huge.
can channel Rosie.
I look like the guy from Up.
All right. Well, you guys have a night to make plans. I'm actually gonna go make some tea. I'm gonna mute everything and switch it to the stunning stream thing while that's happening. But y'all should be able to hear each other. And I'm gonna refresh my tea. Y'all can make plans, and we'll be right back. And we're back. Probably was about a second for y'all. But basically, Alysse and Guy have been tasked with finding the soldier Aquis and his spirit companion Cider. Just basically a test of their ability to deal with unexpected tasks and face dangers. Cider being a reasonably competent soldier. Nothing special, but not too bad. So, where do you convene? What sort of place would you know to meet up in the morning?
Tower Center.
Central Tower. All right.
I thought it was like 3 towers. And I was going to be like in the center of those towers. But Central Tower works too.
On my way there, I presume we probably start relatively early in the morning. Anyone I see en route to there, I am going to stop and ask if they've seen Aquis or his spirit companion.
All right. So that would be an investigation, asking questions check.
I am competent at investigation.
Very good.
Is that wisdom or charisma?
Asking questions is...
Not that it matters because I have 4 for all 3 of them, but...
Yeah, okay, yeah. It is charisma, though.
Okay. So, 3d6, 4 or lower.
This is technically like a canvas and neighborhood sort of question.
Wow.
So now...
Gosh dang it! Booey poop. 2 effort.
2 effort. You have a 2 investigate?
Yeah.
Okay. And you don't have like any advantages.
Nope. All of my feats are pretty much about conversation, not like questioning.
Got it. Okay, so now what's the resistance? In this town, because everyone like ends up in those towers constantly, everyone knows everyone, so that's good. That's a 0. I would say that it is polite society. It's not a transient town, definitely. Oh no, it's professional society. That's more accurate. And he's actively trying to hide. I'm gonna say he this has a 3DR. Thinking about it for a second. What is his charisma? 3. Okay. Know what? Nah. It's gonna be a 2DR. It's not that big. It's not like he's hiding. He is hiding, but it's like no one would have a reason to keep him hidden, right? So 1 resistance to your 2 effort, which results in 1 effort. Essentially, it takes some time for people to know exactly what you're talking about. It's not a massive city, but it is still qualifies as a city. And the general consensus that you get is that he's a soldier that operates out of that like hangs out in East Dojo. Well, there are a few venues that people that run in that wheelhouse like to attend, and one of them is a 24-hour tavern. It's literally just it doesn't have a fancy name. It's literally called Eastern Tower Tavern. It's like just like barely 100 meters away from the base of the tower itself. As soon as you enter, you get the sense that you're not supposed to be here as children, and it's
We'll be here as adults then.
A few of them kind of like there are a lot of soldiers. Some of them, none of them are really in armor, but you can still kind of tell that they're soldiers. Some of them still have weapons on them. Some are in gambians, if nothing else. It's their main form armor.
I kind of elbow guy, and I just say, do any of them look familiar? Like people he hangs out with?
Can I do an insight to figure out if any one of them are there? Like, knowing who he is, what he looks like?
This is more of an...
If not that, I was going to say insight into maybe where he usually hangs out.
Normally I would say that if you're spotting someone that you know that knows him, it would be more of a search check, a search awareness check, but I feel like you could possibly do a read crowd check as well, just to get the right vibe off of people, I guess.
Is that a skill I should be aware of?
It is a part of the insight skill.
Okay. So I have a 1 in that train, so I roll 2.
Yep. It's your wisdom.
And that is 2 failures.
It's
supposed to be under the number, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, you're just looking around, you're just like, well, These are all soldiers, and he's a soldier, so maybe. One of the servers comes up to you, and she kind of looks down at you, and I don't know how tall you are. I mean, a guy could be quite tall at 15, but
I was 5'5". He's got growing to do.
He's got growing to do. She looks down at you, and she's just like, this doesn't look like quite the right establishment for you. And based off her attire, she's probably right. And she just has a it's not super risque, but it's definitely looking for tips.
We're not here to like drink or eat or anything. We're looking for Aquas. I know you said his last name, and I just don't remember it.
Aquas is his family name. Toll is his given name.
We're just looking for Aquas Toll. Commander Shruft? Is that my mom? Captain Shruft was looking for him. I'm just helping my mom out.
Okay, make a deception check. Alright. This lady's detect lie. That's a good question. She has some insight because she knows who to milk for tips. Alright, roll deception. Bald face lie, I think.
I'm just looking to see if anything I have will help, and it's not because I'm not flattering her. I'm just talking. I'm not good at flattery. Why did I take a feat that involves flattering when I never think to actually do that?
Is it get you out of your comfort zone a little?
Did I actually roll? I don't know.
I don't think you did, no.
Cool. 2.
Oh, she rolled 0.
Huh? 2 effort.
2 effort. Okay, oh, well, he came in. Yes, yeah, Aquas is a big tipper. I heard that he was in, I'm kind of sad that I missed him last night. But, you know, overnight crew, told me that he was in, tipped as much as usual, but he's not here now. Said he was just going to go to his, just said he was just going to go to his place. She kind of looks around a bit. It's just like, I don't know if there's anyone here that he normally takes with him. Like, he has like a bit of a crew, a clique, a squad. Anyway, he oh, she points over at like 3 soldiers, 2 guys and a woman, who actually have look like they're more serious. Like they're here for the atmosphere, but at the same time they seem to be working. They have a map with quill and ink set out, and they seem to be drawing on writing on the map. Yes, I believe he actually works with them most often.
Okay. How tight is it in the like between tables and such in this tavern?
It is pretty tight, actually.
Okay.
It would be very difficult for Micah to get through. It'd probably, I think you and your wheelchair are smaller than Micah.
Yeah. So this I presume was kind of all sort of in the entryway. Before we walk inside, I take off my backpack and like swoosh out the wheelchair, and Micah just comes and stands in front of the wheelchair and sits down, and I just kind of slide into it, and then Micah decorporealizes.
Yeah. Part of the reason why it's designed this way is to discourage corporealization of a bunch of people who are trained in violence and drinking alcohol.
Makes sense. Would probably be easier if I had a slightly smaller spirit, but and I just kind of tap the wheels.
Yeah, there is enough room for the wheelchair, just barely though.
And we roll over.
Alright. The woman has very short hair that's like shaven down to the side. Sides. But there's still a pretty good high and tight on the top. One of them has very scraggly Viggo Mortensen's hair, and the last one and the last guy has completely shaved his head. But they're all, compared to you two, quite tall, quite burly, and both all have visible scarring. These are career soldiers.
Guy's gonna look at them with like awe and be like, oh, wow.
That's quite the map. Did one of you guys make that, or is that just like standard issue?
We're all working on it. It's technically classified. What can I help you with?
Should you be working on a classified project in a tavern?
It doesn't mean anything if you don't know what it is.
I'm going to assume there's a knife like stuck into it somewhere. I don't know where on the map. I'm just going to assume that soldiers have one knife sticking into something. I'm like,
Feels
where's
like
that?
that's the vibe.
It's like, what's that? Where's that? Is that the battle? Is that where I'm going to go fight someday?
No, that's the corner of the map. The knife is there to keep it down. You see there's a bowl on the other corner?
Oh. What about the other knife in the center?
How can I help you?
It's real good thinking with the knife in the bowl. Good job. We're looking for Aquastol. Captain Shruft sent me out to look for him.
And they kind of like all trade glances. And any particular reason we should be helping you with this?
Because Captain Shruft asked, and I was told you know him.
They kind of like narrow their eyes a bit.
We're doing a test. A test before the test, you see.
We're trying to convince my mom to let us go on a journey, and one of the things we have to do is try and find Aquastol. Can you please help?
I feel like we're acting more like 10-year-olds.
I mean, I'm 13.
Teenage. I'm supposed to be 15. We'll change that. We'll change it to 13, just so it doesn't seem as weird.
I've
seen some pretty
immature 15-year-olds.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you don't sound too different from me at 15. You can go ahead and make an appeal check.
Do I get an advantage from Flatter because it said how cool their map was and they did a good job?
Yes,
Yeah.
and this is the first time you've interacted with them, so I believe you have first impression as well.
Indeed. That's 2 advantages. And this is a what? An appeal?
Yeah.
So that's presence?
Yes.
Woo! All right. That is 5d6.
Awesome. They're gonna roll 3d6, and they're gonna have an advantage for being a group.
So hold on, let me just make sure I'm getting all this right. Flatter is an advantage. First impression is an advantage. Strong impression is 1 additional effort. Okay. Hip. What is that? How do you tell when it's cocked what it is?
Just roll it again.
So that's just a reroll because it's cocked.
Okay.
And then I have 2 advantages, which means I can reroll these 2. Wha.
Woo!
Nice! That is 5, which means 6 efforts.
If it's a success, which it is. And they roll 2 resistance, so total of 4 effort. That is.
I put on my biggest puppy dog eyes. I'm just like,
Off your chest.
The woman like leans forward as if she's about to tell you off, and then the bald guy's just like, hey, like, come on, you're serious? They just want to go prove themselves like we all did. Okay, fine. There is a grove in the swamp that he likes to train in. Sometimes.
He didn't tell me about that.
Well, he's not really supposed to be there. It's technically past the Kozinski line. Not far, but he's there. He's probably there.
Cool. Was not expecting to have to do that today.
Or he's with him.
I mean,
Nope.
he knows we're supposed to be looking for him, so it'd be really awkward if that's how he decided to take this.
Master doesn't have time to be fooling around with women. He's got to train so he can be a big, strong soldier like you guys.
You don't know Toll very well.
No.
I mean, I don't know him at all. Like, I mean, I've met him, but
I find
anyway,
her.
looks like we're going into the swamp. Then I just like back up and turn around.
They give you fairly clear directions. So that's a few hours out of your day. Not to mention another hour to like kind of get out of town. When you approach the southern border of the town, there are a lot of there are the three main towers that rise a good 40 feet up, and then you have these smaller like 15-foot towers. It's not a skyscraper city, obviously. And you have those instead of walls, like full walls. It's just several towers instead of full walls. And there are people up in those towers, and there are people at the base of those towers. And the closest, like when you pass by to leave the city, the closest one, you get hailed, and just like, what exactly are you up to?
Going to find Uncle Toll and bring his butt back to town.
It's a little dangerous for civilians, children.
We'll be fine. It's all good.
We're gonna go on our adventure soon.
I also, at some point within the last hour, like as we're going out, would have like recorporealized Micah and gestured for a guy to get on. Because it's basically like riding a horse.
I'm wearing as a helmet. He looks really nervous.
Okay.
He's just like.
So you get on Micah, the
Yeah.
flowery tiger, purple tiger.
I sneeze. It's like, I hope this doesn't affect my allergies.
It's sort of.
I mean, it's not real flowers, so.
I mean, there's a bit of work logic to it if you believe it enough. It might.
So it's all in my head, huh? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying. I mean, like if Micah were like a Sylvan spirit, you might have some issues, but she's a beast, so you're probably okay.
So, sun rising up to the sky, and yet, as you exit the town and head down the hills, you put your foot. Yeah, Micah puts her first paw into the into like springy ground, and sinks in further than she intended, and it's just pulls her paw back, kind of looks at you.
Oh, you'll be fine. Shush. And I give her like a scratch between the ears.
Kind of like snorts out some pollen and steps forward. Plops forward.
That was awful. You puff out pollen. I was like, God, that just sounds awful.
Yeah.
Not even a sneeze, just a little snort.
Yep. So you are given fairly clear directions, but you're still going to need a little bit of navigational skill to find this place. So if someone could give me a nature wilderness navigation check.
I don't suppose that's something you're any good at, is it?
Wilderness Nature? No.
What is that based on?
Nature, I would assume.
What talent? Wisdom? How's your wisdom?
My wisdom is 3.
So I have 4 wisdom, so it's probably better for me to make the check. Is there like aid actions?
Yeah. Assuming a group can help in something, then a group can add 1 advantage. You can also make the spirit aid check as always.
You might as well.
I aid you. Rejoice.
All right. I mean, if he's aiding you, never mind. That's not true.
Hold on. When a spirit shifts instincts, is there a physical change, or does there have to be?
Doesn't have to be. They can be if you want.
Okay. So when we start having to deal with this issue, Micah kind of like shakes a little bit, and some of the flowers turn brown and fall off, so it looks like the stripes go from being white to dark brown, and she's gonna shift into monkey instinct.
All right.
Because that's more helpful for the spirit aid action.
A monkey tiger.
A monkey. All right. So you want to make the spirit aid. You don't have an expression that directly helps with this, so it could just be a basic check, which is whatever PL use it at +1.
Okay. And what does I don't have the monkey extra stuff written around again. What does monkey help with?
Basically, when you make a spirit aid check, it gives you additional. It's like your strong impression, but for the spirit aid check.
Gotcha. Okay. So PL, you choose to do it at +1.
Yep.
I really don't fancy getting lost, so I'm gonna do it at PL too. Do that. Boop. I'm okay.
It's cocked, but it's cocked between 2 and 3. It's fine. There you go. Okay, so that's 4, and he's already helping you, and you're only gonna be rolling 1 die anyway, so you might as well turn that 4 into 2 effort. So roll 1 die, and then they'll reroll it.
Wow, that didn't.
Sure.
There we go.
All right.
So 3 effort.
3 effort, and it is less than a kilometer from the southernmost tower, and you were given directions. So I actually can't. Yeah, there was no way you were gonna fail. You succeed with 2 effort. And you basically come to this. You see what they were talking about. Basically, these wiry, what would be equivalent to mangroves on Earth, trees just like growing into each other, looking like they were almost intentionally forming a wall, blocking area. And that wall has a bog around it that seems to form a moat, and that's like the most distinguishing feature you're given. And as you approach it and come around the corner, you see just kind of sitting on a mossy rock, Aqua's Toll. No spirit corporealized yet, and he is smoking a pipe. He's just.
Haha! We found him.
Oh.
Well, I was hoping to sneak up on him, but okay, cool.
I said it to you.
Oh.
Yeah, you said it.
Right? But you said it out loud.
Hey, we found him! Quietly.
Welcome. Wow, it's not even midday yet. Not bad.
I just kind of fold my arms. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, I believe the second half of this was you had to subdue me, right?
Yeah, except, like, I'm not a fighter. I don't know how to do that stuff, and, like, Micah's, her teeth are, like, rounded. It doesn't even hurt. And, like, Guy still has a lot of time to learn how to do the whole fighting thing, and you saw yesterday he's, like, okay at it. So I was wondering if maybe you'd just, like, walk back with us, because it's not like we're gonna be out fighting people on our journey.
Oh, and I gotta add, if we don't do it, then I'm gonna annoy you every day to train with me, no matter what day it is. And I heard you like going to a certain bar, so I'll meet you there every night.
Oh, you found the bar.
And that just walking back with us seemed like a really nice proposition, huh?
I kind of want I want Guy to make a infuriate check. but with you aiding it.
What's that under?
Can I assist? Yeah.
What's that under? Intimidate?
Yeah, it's a type of intimidate.
Okay.
And your charisma?
Charisma is 3.
And he has a soldier under orders, so 3 total?
No, my charisma is 3.
Oh, your charisma is 3, so what's the effort? 2?
Sure.
I think you rolled the 2 and the 3, so yeah, you would have 2 effort.
Well, I'm trained in it, in Intimidate.
Mm-hmm. You rolled, right?
Yeah, it was a 2 and a 3.
Okay. Just making sure. He's just like, huh. Well, tell you what. Just get my buddy halfway there, and I'll come back with you.
Oh, buddy.
Huh?
He summons Cider.
Oh.
We have to drag him back?
No. Sorry. No, you just have to beat him halfway. We're not gonna fight to decorporealization. We're just gonna fight half. No, just summon your damn spirit. And
well, we already summoned ours.
He says to the people riding a tiger with a.
I have a pangolin helmet.
Oh, that's your spirit.
Well, you just think we had a giant tiger?
No, I knew the tiger was a spirit. I didn't realize the helmet was. Just fight.
I'm gonna be like, "You ready? Are you ready, Granite?" And he's just like.
All right. So as things stands, boop. Oh boy, this is gonna be weird. Is this gonna work? I don't think this will work. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work. I'm just gonna set you behind. But on the other hand, what? Oh, come on! This works so well. Why is this not working all of a sudden? Oh well. Okay. So, I'm just gonna say he is back here. He summons Cider here. And that's where we will leave it for today. Let me see.
Woo!
Woo!
Alright, let me save this before we do anything else. Cool.
Good! Jesus Christ! Why would you do that to me?
What just happened?
Oh my god!
Is it loud? I have all sound turned off.
Oh my god!
It can be. This stuff's just now falling. Oh jeez.
Like I have what? Huh? What?
Oh my god! It was so loud.
Gotta say, I did not expect that. Let's rewind time.
God. I'm turning off the sound of this damn game.
Alright, so first session, initial thoughts, impressions.
Too loud. There we go.
I think we're on the way to something very fun and goofy. I am excited. I also think you picked the. Manny's still just like, I just don't. I'm gonna have a heart attack.
It was so damn loud.
I think you picked the. Happened upon picked is probably not the right word. The perfect two people to just find the most stupid rules you need to now worry about. like how to kick a spirit.
Yeah.
See, the funny thing is, I actually planned to do that when I made the character. I'm like, I'm gonna be able to kick him, throw him, do all kinds of stuff with him. That was just the plan.
I just want a sentient bowling ball.
Yeah, my conclusion...
The worst part of that noise was the fact I wasn't paying attention to the game. I was like looking at something else. All of a sudden, I just hear something that sounds like something exploded next to me.
So my conclusion was that I told you all this during the break that kicking is like throwing with your feet. So that was my conclusion. It was an attack, so I used the weapon's ranged skill, under which there is the thrown ability. So that's why that's like. So if you're just throwing him for distance, and then he uses his own attack, that is, your athletics, the lifting and your athletics skill. But if you're kicking him to make an attack yourself, that is you using your spirit as a weapon, and it's going to be your weapon's ranged throwing ability.
See, I meant to throw him and then hit him, but then he came up short, and it's like, no, yeah, you're doing it, yeah, you're doing it.
Yeah, I need to figure out the throw rules because I felt like that was a little harsh. I feel like throwing him 3 meters shouldn't have been that difficult. So I'll need there's some things to suss out with the athletics throw. Anyway, thank you everybody for joining us on the stream in the future, and I hope you enjoyed this. As you can see, it's not super serious. You're not watching, certain other RPG streams, but it is. This
ain't your grandma's stream.
It's yeah, but we are gonna try to keep a bit of a story going on throughout this beta test, just to have but it isn't going to be super serious. It's going to use a lot of convenient tropes to get things along, that sort of thing. And the rules are probably going to change a little bit. Like I said, I am already thinking about changing the athletics lifting rules a bit. But again, thank you everybody for joining. Again, if we reach 50 followers on Twitch, we're going to do a special one-shot. I have a couple ideas, and we'll probably vote among one or 2 or 3 of them when the time comes. But again, so follow us and tell others about us, and so you can hit that 50 mark.
Woo!
And everybody have a great week.
Bye.
Bye.